Would you guys support Neuralink prisons?
No, I don't think. I think real life is real life, and you have to be punished in real life.
Yeah, I do too.
It's like waking up from a dream. You know, it'll affect you for a day, perhaps.
I also just don't trust Neuralink at all, and so there's a level of I don't feel like I can, in good faith, put someone in Neuralink prison if I also don't trust Neuralink at all.
Will let Elon experiment on bad people.
No, hold
perhaps.
on. Let's say you got somebody.
I feel like that was. There's one group that tried that. It was bad.
Let's say you got somebody who, he's 20 years old, and him and his buddies go into a bodega and armed robbery, steal from the store clerk, smash everything up, take all his money, ransack the place, and then leave. They get caught later, and he gets sentenced to 4 years in prison for the armed robbery. His sentence is he will be placed in a Neuralink where he will wake up with the memories of a store clerk owner and none of his past life, and he will experience having his life savings and life destroyed in this moment. And then after that moment, he wakes up realizing what he did and how they felt.
Isn't that kind of like what they were doing in Clockwork Orange when they had the guy's eyes kept open and they're showing him all the
but like
footage?
Actually having him experience the life of it. Like,
a little different.
You're a guy who saved up. Oh, you know, he's like, I'm working really hard. My wife is sick. I need to make money. And then you come in, smash something, and destroy it all. And then they leave, and you experience all of that suffering.
I guess one of the things that brings up for me is the idea, like, in the Neuralink, are you able to program someone's emotions? Because, like, if you don't feel the guilt or if you don't feel empathy, really, then going into someone else's life and suffering, like, would you experience it in the same way?
You force them through that experience, and it's monitored and measured.
And what if they wake
I'm
up
just
and
really
have
worried
no-
about the amount of power who's controlling the Neuralink. That would be...
Yeah, I'm just anti-Neuralink, I think, across the board.
Reality's pretty
What
cool.
about only as...
Only for the left.
Yeah.
Only for people.
No, but they want it.
No, you want it. Like, what if the prisoners are like, okay, you can do this one or you can go into the Neuralink? Like, do we want there, like lethal injection versus nitrogen hypoxia, do we want there to be options for people to choose how they're punished?
What if we just say, we're gonna send you, like, you committed a crime, you can go to prison, regular real life prison, for like, okay, so it's a serious crime, it's a negligent homicide, you were drinking and driving, you killed 2 kids. You're gonna get 10 years because it's your like 3rd DUI. You didn't have a license. You're not someone who is like trying to go out and kill, but you've shown a pattern of behavior. And they say, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna lock you up for 15 years, 20 years, or Neuralink for life. But Neuralink happiness. You can go into this machine. We remove you from society because you're a danger to society. You will live a normal, happy life where you will feel good and you will cause no harm to anybody.
I guess that's the other question. Like, is imprisonment about separating people from the population,
Yes.
or is it about rehabilitation?
Both.
Because there are other countries that have different feelings about this. And I think it would be hard to know.
It's supposed to be
in the United States, the purpose of prison is to unite gang members and harden them to worse criminals.
Until there's a lockdown and then you release them all so the crime
That's
can
right.
And then they keep their populations down. This is just a culling method, man. That's all it is.
But Shane, what if one day you're like on your deathbed, your family's all around you, and then you're like, thank you for such a good life, and they're like, we love you, and then you wake up and you're like some 26-year-old gangbanger who like shot an author who wrote weird sci-fi mystery novels.
I would be extremely depressed. I would if to wake up and not have that family.
Well, how do you wake up?
Would you not
think,
know that
man,
you
wait,
didn't-
like,
True.
But think about like, you guys you ever watch the Rick and Morty episode where Summer is in the car and Rick is like, protect Summer. And so
that's good.
It shoots a guy in the spine. At first it slices a guy into cubes and she screams like, don't kill people. So then it paralyzes the next guy and she's like, stop hurting people. So then when the police show up, it genetically clones the son of one of the police officers, and the child comes out and he's like, Daddy, and he's like, oh my God, and he hugs his son. But then his son's like, don't hurt the car, Daddy. He's like, what? And then the kid melts and he's screaming. Like, think about the kind of torture you could do to people with a Neuralink, where you give them a child and then force them to live full Neuralink reality of watching their child be murdered in front of them.
It also depends on the degree to which these people can or have a capacity for emotion. Because some of these psychopaths, I don't know if it would work on them.
So a minute ago, we were saying like you can make them feel some emotions or whatever, but like I don't think that's the point. The point is to get the person to feel those emotions. But then you get into the idea of whether they can even feel those or if they're capable of feeling it.
like Hannah mentioned earlier, are you able to control their emotions, or you just try to manipulate them?
Well, you could theoretically make. I think at the point of Neuralink, you can make them feel things.
Interesting.
Like if we're talking about read write,
Physical pain, emotional pain,
everything.
Yeah.
Like if we can write to the brain enough to where they can experience things, you could force emotional sensation.
That's what I'm curious about because, like, again, I would never be for Neuralink. I don't think I could ever be convinced. But with like, you could make someone feel something, but is it enough to rewire the way their brain works, right? Like if you had a sociopath, is Neuralink going to be able to make them experience enough to make them have empathy? Like if you're hardwired to function a certain way.
But maybe you just use the Neuralink to reprogram his brain to be virtuous.
Can
but that's the point. No, but yes, that's the point. The way,
like, hey, we're going to take out the murder part.
Yeah,
We're
be
gonna
careful,
just suppress
but
that.
this is the point, right? The point is so imagine the sci-fi movie. A guy is living a life and he experiences the death of his girlfriend and he starts an organization to fight drunk driving and he becomes an old man. And then, like a young woman comes in and says, I just want to let you know that, you really helped my dad and the organization you did, blah, blah, blah. I turned his alcoholism around and he's like, thank you so much. And then on his deathbed, he's got, his loved ones around them are like, you stopped so many drunk drivers. And then he wakes up as a 23-year-old who killed 2 people in a drunk driving accident. And he's immediately like, we can never allow drunk driving ever again. Oh my God. And then completely abandons.
It could work on some, and it might not work on others. That's why I think it's an unreliable punishment.
But hold on. For the sociopaths who can't feel emotional pain, you just simulate them being flayed alive over and over again.
We need a Neuralink for Unit 730 or whatever it was. Unit 371, 731, whatever it is in Japan. So this is why I'm trying to talk to Elon about the Neuralink so we can get answers to these questions. One day he'll respond.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
There's a whole lot of power for the person pushing the buttons.
The thing about Neuralink is there's beautiful things about what he talks about, Elon talking about now, with fixing epilepsy or
it's how all the movies goes. Yeah,
exactly. But these things we're talking about that are, I don't think that far away from what Neuralink is capable of doing. I'm really curious.
Do you think it could be used for people that have psychological what's the word? I guess antisocial disorders? Do you think they can
neurodivergence?
Okay.
Serge?
Hey, I'm neurodivergent. I had a brain injury. Okay? I'm neurodivergent. All right, guys. I have real brain damage. Okay,
someone
guys?
who has a personality. Stop claiming that you're special.
Always want to be the victim.
I'm from South Africa. I lived abroad. I had a brain injury. Serge, I get it. You're very, very special.
No.
You're all very special. Now go home. No, but the thing is, like, could it cure a personality disorder?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, could someone that's like a murderer have their murderer turned off?
But then someone could hack it.
And someone would program what personality to you?
Right.
Like,
Whose
what
personality?
is
Well, someone posted this. There was a meme. Actually, I wonder if I can find it. It was basically like some guys being annoying on the train, so they hack his Neuralink to make him trans.
Wow, that's wild.
to give him gender dysphoria.
Yeah,
See,
Neuralink
that's
hackers.
terrifying.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
No,
Yeah.
we can't have that future.
Tim, I'm sure you saw in Ghost in the Shell and like a lot of the different stuff they talk about there, where they would hack people literally, because if anyone knows the anime, they have people in there that are cyborgs, and they would literally hack the cyborg and make them. One of the opening scenes, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. He thinks he has this whole programmed life of like 30 years, and in reality, he just got hacked this morning.
Yep.
And he thinks he's living out this whole like grand scheme, and he has a wife and kids and stuff, but it's not even real. It's just fake memories.
Is this what dreams are? People just hacking us in the simulation?
Could be. Who knows, man?
Yep.
No, I don't buy it.
Dreams are when you log out and you're
Log out.
Yeah, you log out.
Like in Westworld.
There is no
Westworld
AFK.
is predictive
There is no
programming.
AFK.
Yeah,
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Did you like Westworld? Did you watch it?
I watched the first season. I think.
That's
Okay,
all
I
right.
did
Like
too.
most people.
Yeah, and then everything,
And then
Terrible.
what happened?
Jesse from Breaking Bad got really depressed, and I was like, yeah.
The first season of Westworld was amazing. I was so just
intense.
binged it, and then at second season, I was like, this is trash.
First season is great. But I reference that a lot when we talk about like NPCs, because the robots in Westworld couldn't see a door. So you knew if they couldn't see a door, they're a robot. And when you talk about NPCs in the alternate reality they're in, they don't see our reality, they're the robots. You know?
Right.
So I just look at that show.
It's like a test for vampires. I can't see the reflection.
Exactly.
And what if we are all NPCs and there are weird, 8-foot tall green people who walk around like just laughing and watching the show, and they're like, oh, this is so fun.
Yeah, I guess there's a degree of relativism to NPCs, because we would be then to the shadow beings or the gray aliens that are walking amongst us.
The shadow
that we can't
beings.
see. Yeah. They're here right now. They're in that chair.
Yeah, they're just like, they're watching like it's it's like a movie.
Yeah. I'm just like, look at these guys talking about
Look
these
at
things.
these guys thinking they have free speech.
or free will.
How adorable of
They,
it.
like
they all
there's-
think they're gonna make millions.
There's some fat green-skinned thing sitting next to its fat green-skinned roommate eating popcorn, being like, "It's really funny that they're debating free speech, but they're all programmed." So they don't have to
Wait till they hit the next level and we upgrade this into World War
Wait till
III.
we see what we do with Joe Rogan next.
yeah,
They're really
Season-
enjoying their corpse president. It's so funny.
I mean, it certainly doesn't feel like we're in the in real life. How crazy everything is. It's just like, people want to look for miracles. I'm like, well, Donald Trump being president doesn't seem like real life. Nobody thought it was possible, and here he is. So I don't know what you think miracles are supposed to look like, but all of the crazy stuff that we've seen over the past few years, it really does feel like someone wrote this.
Yeah. I think, I don't believe we're in a simulation. I believe that there is a false reality put on top of this reality by the corporate press, by the bureaucrats.
Oh, that's true.
And they keep selling it and people buy into that world, which is basically like being in a simulation, which is why we feel like we're in an alternate reality from the people on the left.
You think Trump is real?
You think
I
the
stopped
90s?
believing in Trump
Yeah.
when I was 12. Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.